The cold did not arrive suddenly, it crept in, layer by layer, until the world felt sealed in white silence. Snow fell heavy and wet, clinging to skin and breath alike, and beneath the wooden overhang of an abandoned lodge, 3 women stood bound and helpless, ropes biting into their coats, their wrists numb, their feet barely touching the frozen floor. Each shallow breath burned their lungs as the storm thickened around them, and with every passing minute, hope slipped further away. This was not just a moment of fear, it was the slow, terrifying understanding that the snow intended to finish what cruelty had begun. Before this story pulls you deeper into that frozen silence, take a second and engage with it. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet heroes who change lives when no one is watching, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them most. The women had been left there hours earlier, abandoned without mercy. Their names barely mattered now, because the cold treated everyone the same. One of them was fighting the haze creeping into her vision, another was praying silently through chattering teeth, and the third stared straight ahead, refusing to close her eyes because she knew sleep would mean surrender. Snow packed into their boots, soaked through their clothes, and coated their hair like a burial shroud. The ropes were tied high, cruelly efficient, forcing their shoulders back and their chests open to the wind. Every muscle screamed, every thought slowed. The forest around them stood indifferent, tall trees groaning softly as if bearing witness to a sentence already passed. Miles away, moving through that same storm, a Navy SEAL pushed his body forward through knee-deep snow. He had not planned to be there that day. Fate rarely sends invitations. He was on leave, seeking quiet in a place that reminded him of simpler training days, when survival was measured in endurance and instinct rather than loss. Beside him moved his canine partner, a disciplined blur of muscle and focus, nose low, senses cutting through the blizzard with purpose. The dog slowed suddenly, posture changing, breath sharp. Something was wrong ahead. Not wildlife, not weather. Something human. Something desperate. The SEAL trusted that instinct without hesitation. Years of combat had taught him that danger often announced itself in whispers, not screams. As they moved closer, the storm began to muffle everything but the sound of their own effort, boots crunching, breath steaming, heart pounding. Then the shape of the lodge emerged through the snow, dark against the white, and beneath it, shapes that did not belong to the stillness of the forest. 3 figures. Upright. Motionless. Wrong. The moment he saw them, time shifted. Training took over. Adrenaline cut through the cold as he ran, the canine surging ahead, barking sharply, the sound ripping through the quiet like a lifeline. The women barely reacted at first. Hypothermia had dulled their senses, stolen their ability to hope. But then the dog's presence broke through the fog, warm breath and frantic movement grounding them in reality. Someone was there. Someone had found them. The SEAL worked fast, fingers stiff but precise, cutting ropes, lowering bodies gently to the frozen floor. The women collapsed, legs unable to support them, but they were alive. That alone felt miraculous. He wrapped them in spare gear, used his own body to block the wind, and urged circulation back into their limbs with practiced urgency. The canine stayed close, pressing warmth where it could, refusing to move away as if guarding something sacred. The storm did not stop. The cold did not ease. But the direction of the story had changed. It took time, long, painful minutes that felt like hours, but warmth slowly returned. Shaking turned from violent to manageable. Breaths grew deeper. Eyes focused. In that fragile space between life and loss, something else appeared, the realization that evil had failed. That abandonment had not won. That even in the most forgotten places, compassion could still arrive on 4 legs and 2 tired boots. When rescue finally came, flashing lights cutting through the snowfall, the women were alive because someone listened to instinct, because a bond between a man and his canine refused to ignore the unseen. As they were carried away, the SEAL stood back, snow collecting on his shoulders once more, the dog at his side, both of them already fading back into anonymity. They did not stay for gratitude. They never do. If this story has touched your heart even a little, if it reminded you that hope can arrive at the last possible moment, please take a moment now to like this video, share it, and stay connected by subscribing. And just before you go, leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from or who this story made you think of. Your words matter more than you know. Somewhere in that frozen forest, the snow eventually covered the footprints left behind. But the lives saved that day carried those steps forward, forever changed by a moment when death waited patiently, and was told to leave.